What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. My name is Ricky. If you guys aren't familiar with who it is that I am, I have a little bit over 275,000 subscribers now within the YouTube platform. We're one of the fastest growing not only YouTube channels, but also stock market private trading communities with our private group as well. So if you've ever wanted to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, we have a little bit over 130,000 members within Technical Solutions. So be sure to click that third link down in the description if you want to learn a little bit more and surround yourself a little bit more with people who actively invest in the stock market. We'd love to be a part of your success, and feel free to check out our videos so you learn a little bit more about us and how we kind of do things. So yesterday was our Sunday stock talk. That's kind of when we come together as a group and we talk about a series of different stocks that we see value in for the week. That went very well. It was a very exciting it's a very exciting event or live stream that we do every single Sunday. A couple thousand people tune in. And one thing that I have been doing very lately is I wait till Monday. So as of today, right, I wait for the stock market to open, I wait for it to close, and then I kind of I want to have a better understanding on because it's not open over the weekend. I want to see how it's going to like play out and perform. For me, it was a pretty slow day. I cleared a little bit over $400 profit on Facebook. If you guys want to check that out, I shared a screenshot on my Instagram. The link is down below. You guys can search up my name, Ricky Gutierrez, on Instagram. And it was just a slow day. It's honestly been a pretty sucky day. We were working on getting the blog started, and the reason that it's been slow, that's my fault. We're working on what's it called, Trade Olympics, and the other application that we have getting set up, and it's just been a couple bumps on the road. We're working on some glitches that we experienced on the TechBets apparel, and then the offer that I made on the new house that was 7 bedrooms, the one that we were waiting for and stuff like that, ended up getting rejected today. They received a very similar offer and they went with that offer instead. So altogether, it wasn't the best day for myself, but I'm going to talk about 3 main stocks. I have them broken down for you in depth. I did go through the entire group alerts callouts, and also that's for Learn, Plan, Profit. And for those that are part of Technical Solutions, I went through the watch list and I went through a couple of those callouts as well, and I started breaking those down. So one thing that I noticed was that not everyone is sharing their top stocks, and I'm going to share what I mean by that in just a little bit. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped. I think we have quite a bit of decent callouts or different stocks that I'm going to be presenting today. I want you guys to know that none of the stocks that we talk about today in any way are any stock suggestions, or you should never trade based on other people's opinion. That's always something that we abide with. So I hope that you guys truly respect that, right? This is just me sharing my thought process. Hopefully I can expose you to certain stocks in the way that I break them down, and that's the most important part. You don't need to trade any of these. You should not trade just because I'm thinking that it's a good deal and any of that stuff. So I just want to share my thought process. And also I got paint on my hair because we were painting one of the rooms for one of the new guys that's moving into this house, because we sold the house next door, and we have to buy a house, or 7 of us are going to be living in here. So you can see why I'm a little upset about that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's go ahead and do this. All right, there we go. So very, very quickly, I already have it broken down here. So what we can do is I have my TD Ameritrade account breakdown, right, and my stock market growth challenge breakdown. Last week I traded Facebook for the stock market growth challenge. I didn't take a full-on position. I think I took like 2,300 or 2,400, something like that. I was able to clear 4%. So I need to do a recap on that. I've been very bad on following up. I mean, I've been sharing the screenshots if you're part of Technical Solutions or Learn, Plan, Profit, of like me buying and selling and stuff like that, or locking in the profits, and that shows the percentage growth for that position. But I've been very bad on making follow-up videos, and we've just been really busy with the applications and different things going on that I've been all over the place, so I do apologize for that. But for this week, I'm going to select JNUG as my one for the stock market growth challenge. I'm going to share with you guys now in a couple minutes on why it is that I see value in this. So again, please don't trade based on my opinion. This could be, this thing can go all the way down to $1 for all we know. Again, this is just me breaking it down. So I want you guys to see this kind of like 180-day analysis, right? It's been trending down It pushed up, it got rejected. It's approaching the support as well, right? So 1220, I wrote it out to be the support. So we could see my entry point is a desired entry of around 1240. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to sell off, and then when it starts to pick back up, just like it did last time or the last two times, it catches its support right around the 1220 area, and then it pushes back up, and then it has that resistance right around $13. Very simple, kind of like horizontal pattern. I could see this to almost perform kind of like you guys did. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? So do you guys know? No? Okay, that's not funny. Right here. So little W, right, sold off, got rejected. So it had like this like kind of pattern like this, right? A little resistance, but then ended up breaking above that $56 price point and continued to push up. You guys today had an amazing day. So congrats to all those that continue to invest in it. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's actually one of the stocks that I'm going to break down in just a bit, just due to the active uptrend. But a very simple breakdown on its pattern. The reason that I find this to be so attractive is because it's very simple, right? If it bounces and it starts to trend up, great. We just confirmed that it is most likely going to complete the same pattern that it did last time. Second option, right? It breaks the support and it continues to make lower lows. And guess what? Because it never confirmed the reversal, then I never actually took a position, and there was no risk in there because I never invested in it. So it's very easy for me to decide if I need to go, if I should invest in it or if I shouldn't, because there's the confirmation of that reversal. So it's very easy for me to understand, okay, are we reversing back up? And if so, great, I can take a position. And if we're not, then forget about it. I can remove it from my watch list and not even invest in it. So we could see that the overall margin of profit that it has to offer is around 5%, right? So if I do it from $12.40 to around $13, it's about 5%. And the marginal loss, if I end up getting losses, let's say right around $12.20, should be around 1.5%. So that's what I have here. I did exact numbers, but I'm actually going to, we'll leave it at that. But yeah, that's a pretty simple breakdown. I think it could be a very short-term swing trade on, it takes about maybe 2 days for it to complete this margin when it gets going. Also, most importantly, if you guys watch and follow /GC, /GC, even on the 1-year chart, you can see that it's very on the oversold side. It's been riding this resistance line, pretty aggressively. And this is a /GC is a future in a sense, and it's something that for those that are part of Learn Plan Profit, I have a whole section in the course that talks a little bit more on how I trade that. Very easy to understand, right? How I trade ETFs based on futures. So it's due for a reversal. It's just a matter of time. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to go in for a long position, super long position, but I could see that it's really starting to not make lower lows anymore. It's really starting to consolidate, which is something that I find very attractive. So /GC goes up, then obviously it has a really nice correlation to JNUG and this potential for reversal. So it's just something that we'll have to follow up with. Does that make sense? Are we good on that? Are we good on that call out? Oh, is the stream laggy? Here, give me 1 quick second. Give me 1 quick second, guys. I apologize for the inconvenience. This should be like 5 seconds. All right. Okay, so I do apologize for that. It should be getting better. My friend had the PS3 connected to the internet, so I think that now it should be a little bit cleaner. So let me know if it's any better. Also, be sure to, if it is showing a little bit laggy on the live stream, all you can do is you can go here and then change the quality. So you can change the quality to like 720 to hopefully make it better. So hopefully that helps out. But yeah, that was my breakdown when it comes down to the position on JNUG, and that's going to be the one that I'm going to focus on for the stock market growth challenge. Again, confirmation is key. So if I don't get the confirmation of that reversal, then I won't take a position, and then we'll forget about that and look for a new one, right? The other one that I wanted to talk about was UGAS. We talked about UGAS after it broke that resistance right around 55, 56, and it's been making ongoing highs. I could see that around the $60 area, 60 to wherever this SMA ends up hitting, it can be a potential resistance. I could see a pullback happening and then continue to push up, and that's why I did this breakdown of the 57.40 entry, sell point of 60, and 57 stop loss. So I'm waiting for a pullback. If it confirms just like it did last time, for it to continue to push up, then great. The overall margin, I don't think that it's going to just bounce here and then shoot straight up. I think it's going to take a couple, pushes and dips along the way, but something that, I'm very familiar with. So I'm okay with taking position, but the overall margin of profit, just to simplify it, I see it to be a 5% margin of profit with a 1% margin of loss, which is the ideal golden ratio that we've talked about within Learn Plan Profit of 5 to 1. So it's, you guys itself, ticker symbol Facebook. So I'm trying to keep it very simple this week. This is the one that I've been up, I did very well with it last week. And we did well with it today. So I'm in at an average of a little bit under 170. I think it's like 168. And it reversed really nicely up today based on previous patterns. So let's say on this like 5-day analysis, it offers this margin even for a short-term swing trade from lows to highs, right? Of about 6%, and that's why my breakdown is a 6% margin of profit, 1% margin of loss. If I manage my risk, if it goes below 170, entry point 170, although I am below 170, I plan to add more to my position as it continues to go up. Like I've said multiple times, I never average down, I average up, and it's something that I've said from the very beginning. I've never encouraged anyone to average down. That's something that we don't do, to add more to a position that is falling, right? And then my ideal sell point would be as it approaches that 180 area. But again, if there's any indication of any form of resistance along the way, that I'm someone that truly does believe in locking in profits. So let's make sure that we understand that. And if you for whatever reason don't feel comfortable holding anymore and you want to lock in profits, all power to you. You're still doing something that 95% of the market can't do. And I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to lock in profits. So that's the breakdowns for the TD Ameritrade account and for this Fidelity account as well. I have a series of stocks, as you guys can see, on my active watch list. I broke down a good amount of stocks, so a lot of the people that are part of okay, since it's laggy, I'll try to slow down a little bit with my speaking. I do apologize. I don't know why it's lagging. I think I'm fully disconnected from everything else. So again, I do apologize for the inconvenience. But wow. Okay, Google, pause. Not too sure if it's going out. There's a storm that just passed. I don't know if that's something that's interrupting it. So yeah, I do apologize for the inconvenience. So it's saying that it's resumed, right? Yeah, so we're good. I'm going to try to break through this as quick as possible. You guys let me know if anything happens. But another one that was being called out was Twitter. So I have this one on my active uptrend watch list. It doesn't mean that I'm going to go long in it or anything like that. I think it's been selling off, very nicely. So I think it offers a lot of margin for recovery. I think it's going to be a lot of day trades that if I end up, seeing it trade in between the middle and top VWAP, it's something that I could see a lot of value in for a scalp, mainly again for day trades, not for a swing trade. And then I talked about Facebook, DNR. We talked about DNR since the very beginning of when it was down here, right? It pushed up to that resistance right around 475 today, so it cleared a little bit over 10% margin of profit after that sell-off that it had when it consolidated right around 420. Watch out for the earnings, just something that you guys might want to expect. It's still consolidating around this area. It's not making higher highs, so let's make sure that we understand that. It's done this before where it's pushed up to around 475. So, with that understanding, this is kind of more of a resistance than it is a support. So I would wait either for it to break above 480 and for it to continue to make higher highs and show a full-on reversal of pattern, or for it to pull back and be closer to this SMA or the support, and then watch out for this earnings as well, as that can act as a positive or negative catalyst. I personally don't like holding during earnings, and why is that? That's why. That's a perfect example. It's just unexpected outcomes, right? Another one that has been brought to my attention is TQQQ. And again, none of these stocks are any stock suggestions in any way, but it's an ongoing uptrend, right? It reacts very nicely to this SMA line. As you can see, sometimes it needs some time to consolidate, and then it starts making higher highs. I see there to be a pretty decent margin of profit for recovery. It just really needs to start going. So I set my alerts, and I'm just waiting for the reversal now. So today was one of the days where it sold off, but then it started showing more signs of a potential recovery. So it's consolidating, and we'll just have to follow up with it. If it continues to sell off, then we'll probably remove it from our watch list. But looking at its inverse, which is SQQQ, this is more of a descending pattern, and you could see multiple times as this thing gets closer to this SMA line. So here, 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 and here, it's an ongoing descending pattern, so it makes sense on why this thing would continue to get rejected around this line. So it's just a matter of time for really us just to have to wait. If it reverses, great, then we can hop on when that opportunity presents itself. So just wanted to share that all with you. Now another one that's been actively moving up is ticker symbol ESV. We've been talking about this one since last week, and it's been it has this previous resistance right around 750. So let's make sure that we understand that we did hit that today. And it looks a little bit more overextended kind of as of right now. You could see the MACD indicator, you could see the RSI, make sure whatever indicator you use, you have a good understanding of. So this can definitely be a resistance. I can see there to be a pullback, and then it may be a full-on reversal, or a bounce on this EMA line, and then it pushes back up, hits 750, and then continues to uptrend just like it did last time to potentially $8 and stuff like that. So it's something that we can definitely wait out for. So what do I mean by pullback, bounce, and then push, and then break? Kind of like this. It pushes up, hits around that area, pulls back, consolidates, pushes up, hits that area, and then it continues to push up. That's pretty much what I mean. And it's been making higher highs. It's been bouncing on the SMA line, so I find that to be pretty attractive. It's just something that we'll have to follow up with. Another one is ticker symbol CTL. So this is Centrelink. I believe they're an internet and phone provider. But overall horizontal resistance right around $20. It tends to consolidate around this SMA line, which is showing signs of an ascending uptrend pattern. I would watch out for the earnings, but it's showing signs of a potential reversal. So I simply just wanted to bring it to your guys' attention as it might be reversing soon. I have my alert until the break above 19. I will not be holding nor trading it till after earnings. So just something that I wanted to share with you guys. And then ticker symbol ENPH. ENPH. Showing signs of an ongoing uptrend. It's still has its earnings, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow, right? So on the 31st, so that's going to be tomorrow. The MACD indicator looks good, the RSI looks good, everything looks good except that its earnings is tomorrow. And based on previous earnings, they're not always the best catalyst. But if you could see last time before it had its earnings, it was showing a very similar pattern. It took some time, right? Consolidate around the SMA, pushed up, continued to uptrend, and that's kind of what we're expecting. So that's why I have these alerts set here, and that's why I'm actively watching it this week. It doesn't mean that I have to trade it. So, yeah. The following one is UWT. UWT has been showing signs of an ongoing uptrend. It's the bullish ETF in comparison to DWT, right? With the overall resistance right around $40. So you can see that this thing is still trying to push up. Slight resistance right around 38. The next one's going to be right around 40. Today it had a green day, if I'm not mistaken. I could expect a red day, tomorrow, and then wait for the reversal from there. As long as it still stays true to this pattern of this ascending uptrend pattern of making higher highs and lower highs, and then true to this SMA indicator, then what's it called? Then I think that's what's going to be most important for me. Let's see. Is it not going live? Are we good? Can you guys let me know if we're good? Let's see. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is UWT. Wow. Okay. You guys are good. But yeah, so I see it to be, do you guys see this pattern? So pretty much what I focus on when it comes down to these ascending uptrend patterns, you could look at closer time frames. So I'm looking at the 20 day 1 hour mark now. So we could see that if we show this ascending uptrend pattern, my God, come on. And then we draw the resistance. It's just a general area, right? Just so you understand the margin, how it pushes up, it gets overextended, consolidates, sells off, bounces around this area, pushes up, consolidates, and does that, right? So I see it more on the overbought side. So that means that I have to be patient, wait for a sell-off, wait for it to show proper indication of a reversal. And then if I get that proper indication, then I can choose to, or revisit to take a position. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys very quickly. The next one is PTC. PTC has been showing signs of a pretty consistent uptrend. It just recently had its earnings, had this sell-off. It's approaching this SMA line. I set my alert for if it starts to make higher highs or potential recovery. That's definitely something that we could find pretty attractive, or I can find pretty attractive. It's been actively descending. How do I know that it's been descending intraday? So on the 1 day, 1 minute chart, it's trading in between the middle and bottom VWAP, VWAP. That's something that, you could search up on YouTube, or I have it in the Learn Plan Profit course as well. So one thing that I like to focus on is when it's showing signs of an uptrend or a potential reversal is that when it trades in between the middle and top VWAP. So that's what I find to be the most attractive. And as of right now, it's not showing that. So that's something that we'll have to wait out for if it's going to start to reverse back up. But yeah, Gush also did a pretty amazing job today. So on the 1 day, 1 minute chart, you could see that it traded in between the middle and top VWAP and did a really good job with that. I don't know how much longer I could expect Gush to continue to hold up here. On the 180-day chart, you can see that it's really starting to flatline, and this SMA line is starting to show kind of almost signs. So if I zoom all the way out, almost signs of a peak formation. So why this SMA line can start coming down here. So something that I think we should all be ready for. Another great call out that I was able to skim through in the group alerts was ticker symbol BC. So and again, if you guys see some of your stocks that I'm breaking down, it's because I went through the watch list and I broke them down. I saw value in it, and that's why I'm sharing it. So I really do appreciate your guys' time and doing your whole due diligence. That's the whole point of networking, right? So you can see that the SMA line has now been acting as a support. It's bounced here multiple times before, so it's sold off. It's around this good deal range. It just had its earnings, so that's good. Now we're just waiting for this reversal. So I set my series of alerts. There's this margin of profit. I have identified this kind of like horizontal pattern, and I find the potential for profit to be very attractive in comparison to the potential for loss. Now we just need this EMA line, right? This little blue line to start pointing up, and when it does, the SMA line will follow, and so will the candles. So that's just something that we'll have to wait out for. This is kind of a make it or break it for ARQL. It's been showing signs of an uptrend. I traded this one today for a very short period of time. But it bounced right around that SMA line. It normally bounces right around this SMA line. Watch out for the earnings. It doesn't look like it's a huge influence on it just because it didn't hit it last time or in the past 2 times. Let's see, the past quarter. But yeah, it looks like it hasn't hit its earnings or anything like that. So something that we'll probably expect is that it won't hit its earnings. It's a little bit more on the overbought side based on previous patterns. So we might see a sell-off. Hopefully we could see it just hold still around this area and stay true to this SMA line so we don't break that pattern. And if so, then I would focus on this horizontal pattern of around $5 to $6, which is a 20% margin of profit, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously very attractive, but we have to wait for that full-on reversal. And I want to wait for the earnings to actually happen. This is another great call out that was done by one of our members within LPP, if I'm not mistaken. It's ticker symbol NDLS, showing signs of an ongoing uptrend. Again, stays very true to this SMA line. We could see this sell-off, had its earnings already, consolidation right on the SMA line. One thing that I do want you guys all to know is that it has very low volume, so I probably will not be trading it, but I know some people might see value in it due to the lower volume. And it's also more of a lower cap stock than the ones that I normally trade. So I would still, obviously see that it's trading right now below the EMA line. So it's showing signs of a downward pattern. I would wait for the full-on reversal, just like we've done multiple times, for the candles to be above the EMA, for it to validate the candles and stay true to it. Just keep it very simple, right? Once it starts confirming this reversal, then I would average up and add more to my position. If I were to even trade this, then I would trade it with a much lower amount of capital, right? Just because of how you could influence it and stuff like that. So I just wouldn't find it too attractive just due to the volume. But same thing with EGAN, ongoing uptrend, selling off. We need to wait for the reversal. If it reverses, great. I have my alert set up. If it doesn't, then again, we could just remove it from our watch list. And Oil U has been showing signs of an ongoing uptrend. And the inverse of this is Oil D. So today, at a green day, I could expect a sell-off, kind of very similar to UWT, and then for this thing to sell off and continue to push up. So that's pretty much it, what I have for you for this week. Let's see. How's the live stream? Was it still lagging throughout that last half? What's going on, Sinox? Do you remember me? Of course I remember you. You wanted me to tell you more jokes, but yeah, that's really just it. So I had a couple. I I'm not going to be doing any breakdowns. So again, if you want me to do any breakdowns, you can direct message me or share it in the watch list or in the group alerts and just tag me. I go through those, every single week. So that was it. So I can't go through all the call outs here, but I invest in hours out of my day to respond to your guys' direct messages via Discord. Please do not direct message me via Facebook for any stock related questions, nor on Instagram. That's not something that I use those platforms for. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about trading or you just want to speak to me, again, you can direct message me. You can join our free group. It's Tech with Solutions. That's that third link down below. Or if you want to watch me trade live every single morning, I go live at Market Open with the Learn Plan Profit Group. That's that first link down below if you guys want to learn a little bit more about that. So we had an amazing week last week, and I did a little spiel in the morning live stream today. So I go live twice a day. And I talked about how, I really want to focus on just consistency and quality, right? And I feel like I definitely can do that this week. I'm going to really have to hold back on certain positions that I can see as day trade potential and focus more on some swing trade opportunity and try to get my rhythm back with that. So I really miss being able to do that. So how many users are subscribed to LPP? Jason, that's not something that should be relevant to you. So, but thank you for asking. But yeah, that's really just it. Other than that, I'm really pumped for this week. Our goal is for myself is 10 to 15%. And something that I would encourage newer traders to do is to start paper trading or to focus on more of a percentage growth goal rather than a dollar value goal. So even if you're starting with $1, even if you're starting with $500, regardless of what it is, just make sure that you focus on percentage growth goal rather than a dollar goal, just to make sure that we focus on continuously growing your account. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about getting started, I have a helpful video playlist. So I see a couple messages of people saying, hey, maybe I can't join Learn Plan Profit 100%. That's why I upload daily videos twice a day on YouTube. I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube that you guys are more than welcome to check out. And we're creating this blog that's going to be for free, obviously. That's going to be more guided to our newer traders to help you guys get started in a more structured format. So we're definitely going to be implementing a couple more things that's going to be more useful for newer traders. And for all the whole point of the Learn Plan Profit is to be able to work with me on a closer basis. So they get to speak to me every single day. And it's just more for personal assistance. And, we have a lot of fun doing it. So again, you have multiple options. You don't even have to choose anything that's with us. There's a bunch of other people out there that you can choose to learn from. We're one of the fastest growing private trading communities out there, and I think that really proof comes to show on why we do that, right? And it's because we do this every single day. So I really can't thank you guys again for your time and for everything it is that you guys do. And again, I already have people telling me to go sleep. I'm actually doing just fine. So I want to thank you guys for all the best wishes and prayers when it comes down to my little fever that I had. We're all good now. I'm actually gonna, so it's about 9:30 right now. We already had some food, so I'm gonna be going to the gym for a little bit, and then going to be catching up on messages and emails, working with the team for the blog, and then calling it a night. So we'll try to get some rest. Last night I only slept 2.5 hours, so that was pretty bad. So definitely much better, sleep hopefully tonight. So thank you guys again for your time. If you guys have any questions whatsoever on how to stay connected, again, all the links are provided for you down below. Any questions that you might have, please utilize YouTube or Google to answer them first. I'm not a wizard, so I would really appreciate you guys doing your own due diligence first. And if you still can't find the answer, then of course, we're here to help. So appreciate everything that you guys do. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams. Let your passion be what drives your success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy.